Well, welcome back to yet another episode of Soccer Betting News. I'm your host, Desh, and with me in studio today is AFCON specialist, Mogale Sathekge.
Thank you so much, Desh, for welcoming me.
Shut. How are you doing today?
I'm so happy, man. I'm okay today. What a good day for me.
Tell me, sir, why are you so happy today?
I'm so happy because, our boys are through to the round of 16 for AFCON, and I can't wait to support them going to the quarterfinals. I think we can really pull a good one on this AFCON.
Yeah. Of course, Mogale is talking about the goalless draw that South Africa played against Tunisia last night. The Desert Warriors really came out, the Eagles of Carthage really came out off the blocks quickly, and I don't think South Africa started the game too well. What did you make about the first half performance?
Tunisia, we were playing a very Tunisia team yesterday. They were emotionally and mentally ready for us and physically ready for us. So they came in blazing the first 20 minutes of the game. They missed quite few obvious chances that they should have buried. And then at least Bafana Bafana, after 30 minutes up until the 45th minute of the first half, they tried to neutralize the Tunisians and try to show that they are coming back into the game.
I think in terms of the game management, South Africa could have maybe taken a step back because Tunisia really needed the result on the day, and you saw that you mentioned they missed a few chances, but actually that was undertoning the entire 90 minutes, and I felt like Hugo Bruce and his technical team did their homework and really waited for their ways to counter-attack. What did you make about the the second half substitutions? I saw Maseko came on, he had a bit of an impact. I think he drew a penalty shortly after coming off the pitch.
Yes, Maseko coming in, we know how Maseko is. We know that Maseko is a very speedy winger, a very talented player, and I like his style of play. I mean, whenever he's got the ball, he charges towards the goal and towards the goals of the opponents, and that's what you need in a player. And also, man, I'm so impressed. Nico Mobi coming in for Mudau and raising up to the par and proving himself why the coach still believed and selected him. That's something that we should be proud of. When we look at certain players, a player when he's given chance coming from the bench, they must also immediately get into the mood and help the team and pick the team up.
I have to agree with you there, because when he came on, it looked like he had been playing throughout this AFCON tournament, but I believe this was his first appearance for the national team at AFCON.
Yes, I mean, that is the mentality that we need in all our national football players, for the Bafana players. I mean, you can see the boys were mentally and emotionally and physically ready, even though Tunisia physically were defeating them at some point, but mentally you could see that they were matching the Tunisians. So the boys were really into the game, and they wanted it as bad as Tunisia wanted it.
100%. Yes. I must add that I think our defensive performance was better than our attacking performance. We'll get into the attacking half of things just now, but just looking at the defense, and multiple times on a pitch, I saw Bafana had 2v1 chances against Tunisia. When a Tunisian player had the ball in their possession, I would see two Bafana players almost launching themselves at that player to try and regain possession. Have you noticed anything similar?
Yes, I've noticed something like that. And that when you come and play across a very structured team, it's going to create problems for you. The boys just need to be calm and communicate at the back. They need to know what to do when and how to react in most of the cases. When the team is attacking you for like 10-15 minutes pressing, you don't have to panic. You still keep the structure at the back, keep your line of defense, communicate with the goalkeeper, communicate as defenders up until you neutralize the attack and you try to get back into the game again.
100%. Speaking of attack, our attacker was also neutralized. Evidence Makopa, he has yet to return a goal in his 3 starts at AFCON, but there are some positives to his performance. You saw his glancing header at the near post, very, very close to opening his account in the tournament.
Yes, I can say I know that Evidence is it's not one of those favorites for
for
the South African fans now who's playing at AFCON. But come on, guys, let's give the boy credit where he's due. The boy has been trying by all means to prove his point, why he was selected, why he always starts the game. I mean, keeping the defenders busy, bullying them, and making sure that sometimes we keep position to play with our oncoming midfielders and so forth. The boy, besides not having a goal to his name for this AFCON, I mean, he assisted Zwane the previous game, and you could see the Tunisian defense was not just relaxing because of his presence on the pitch yesterday.
You know, something just comes to mind. You've speak heaps of praise of Mokopa as well as Mobi, but you know, these are really like one of the few players that are not plying their trade at Mamelodi Sundowns. Can you just elaborate on the strength of Sundowns, what they've done in the continent, what they've done for the national team? Because if you look at yesterday's lineup, I think 9 of the 11 players are currently at Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yes, I mean, to just touch on one point, I mean, we are playing with Sundowns defense every game now. That is the 5 at the back. So that shows that Sundowns is really contributing so much to the national team.
The success of the national team.
Yes, the success of the national team. We can't shy away from that. Sundowns is a very oiled machine and structured team. They are getting results in Africa. They are getting results in PSL. And even if they go to the Club World Cup, you can see their performance that they have the mentality of the champions. And believe me, man, I think they are doing it because of the trust they have on one another. They have each other's back. If you can see the way we are playing at the back with Grant Kekana and Mutovi Mvala, you can see. Check how many times Mutovi Mvala will be eliminated or Grant, but Grant will be there or Mvala will be there to back him up. That's what you need from defense.
Reading off the same hymn sheet over there. And you know, I just want to add to your point, many times that I see them playing the ball back to Ronald Williams, you know, the defense splitting themselves out. And, you know, that's really a game of fine margins because, you know, one slip up at the back and the opponent is at your doorstep already. So, you know, just to add to your point there, lots of confidence in those defenders amongst, you know, teammates. But looking at this game against Morocco now, we've seen Sundowns, what they've done to North African nations. You know, they played Wydad in the final of the AFL, the inaugural AFL, lifted the trophy. Do you think that's going to give us a sort of confidence booster as we look to Morocco in our next game?
Look, recently we played Morocco and we managed to beat them. Look, we know the style play of Morocco, and with teams like Morocco, I mean, Morocco doesn't play like aerial football and whatever. The main reason I'm so confident that we can match Morocco par excellence in every position is because Morocco likes knocking the ball like us. They have creative players who likes keeping the ball. Hakimi likes building the ball from the back. I mean, El Nesri is there as a striker, and also, you know, you've got Ziyech, who's a very creative winger.
He's just a player, like a creative player in general. Final third, he's there.
And you have also Amrabat, who plays for Manchester United now. He doesn't make a pass for the sake of making it. He wants to make a pass that will land on
progress the ball, get them on the front foot.
So this Moroccan team is very much difficult. Like I'm saying, the biggest thing for our boys is to keep on from the previous 2 performances, Namibia and Tunisia, and take it into the Morocco's game, and we stand a chance of upsetting the Moroccans on that big day.
You know, something just came to mind. Against Mali, it was a very physical game, and you know, you just mentioned Namibia and Tunisia, who don't really have the strongest players. And I look at Morocco as well. Nobody really comes out as a brute force, bully you kind of defender. It's more of a technical game. Do you think that's going to play into Hugo Bruce's plan?
Yes, it will, because that's why I'm saying I'm so confident that we stand a chance against Morocco. Morocco knocks the ball. They play more like South Africa. That's why the previous game we were able to beat them at their own game plan. You get my point? So we stand 75% chances of upsetting Moroccans in the round of 16 because their style of play, it's more like ours. And, you know, the only one danger that I need our boys to look at, it's El Nesri because of aerial balls. I mean, the guy recently just upset it and knocked out Portugal with just one chance. One cross, one header, Portugal was done in the World Cup, you know, in the quarterfinals. So we need to take note of that guy because he plays with both legs, right and left. He can shoot with both legs, and even in the air, you can count him in. So we need to really, our defenders need to really sharpen their minds and make sure that they keep an eye on El Nesri.
He really is an elite level centre forward, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a move to the Premier League. maybe as soon as this transfer window, because the transfer window is open as well. Sticking with the game that we're looking at, Bafana Bafana might have a slight advantage because the Moroccan head coach Walid is suspended. He's serving his second game suspension for apparently post-match incidents that happened after the DR Congo game. So I think his first match ban was served against Zambia. I think Morocco won that fixture. The second one will be against South Africa when they meet in the round of 16 clash. Do you think that's also going to give our boys a slight advantage?
Look, whether Walid Regragui is going to be on the line, on the pitch or not, on the bench or not, I think we can't really look into that and be excited about it to say it will determine the results of the game at the end of the day. We know even when the coaches are on a match ban, sometimes they do have a way of communicating with the guys on the sidelines. So I think the boys, in terms of the team that Regragui built for Morocco, the boys knows what he wants. They know how he wants them to play. They know how he likes them to play, and they understand everything that he taught them from building that team that is so strong and so forth. So him being there or not being there won't actually give Bafana a edge over Morocco and so forth. The boys will still go on and give their 100%, and Morocco will still also come in gun blazing and try to prove a point that we are Morocco, we are Walid's boys, and we're going to do it for Walid.
100%.
Whether he's closer to us or a bit distance in this game, we are going to push and play for him.
Of course, he was the manager that led them to the semi-finals of that 2022 FIFA World Cup. Speaking of squad selections, you mentioned some of the big names in that Moroccan team. But let's move our attention to the South African team. Percy Tau, Temba Zwane, Aaron Mokoena, Tebogo Mokoena. They've played majority of the group stage fixtures. They've been on the pitch up till the 80+ minutes. Do you think fatigue, complacency could settle in against this Morocco outfit?
That will play a very big and pivotal role, because I think Morocco plays quick football and so forth, and they play very much pacey football. They share the ball a lot, they run around and everything. So look, we have Desh Deshilela. We have Thabang Monare from Orlando Pirates. I mean, Desh can play. We know what Desh is capable of. I mean, if Mokoena at some point and Sitole are struggling a bit, introduce Desh there. Let him neutralize the Moroccans' pace in terms of playing. And Desh can also, he's very good with forward passes, long range passes. So I think in that regard, I would think of Morena as being an option to try and help those guys if they are worn out during the game.
100%. We do have quite a few days of rest. At the time of recording, I think it's 4 days of rest before we actually play Morocco. So I think Hugo Bruce will be monitoring his key personnel very closely. And I'm sure that medical staff will also have them bubble wrapped ahead of Morocco's that crunch tie with Morocco. In closing, I want to get your prediction. How do you think that game is going to go, and give me your scoreline?
Tough one.
Yeah.
Tough one. Tough one. I will give it a double chance. Whichever team that is going to win will win 1-0 away, or we will get into a draw for full 90 minutes, and it will be decided into the penalties.
100%.
But I give it to either South Africa or Morocco, 1-0, full 90 minutes, or extra time to penalties. May the best team win there. It's 100%. About luck during penalties.
It is a football lottery after all. With that being said, thank you football fans for listening to our preview. Of course, thank you Mogale as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And let us know what you think about the podcast and the video so far. Cheers.
Cheers guys, thank you so much.
For more soccer betting tips and previews, get the latest copy of Soccer Betting News for only 10 Rand at your nearest Hollywood Bets branch or news agent.